I go to Costco. It's my all-time favorite place. I just buy things in bulk, and then I just eat that repeatedly.
Okay, Costco is my favorite store too. I think we just became best friends, so I'm really happy here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me. This is Geno Walker, who plays Ken in Night's End, which is coming to Shudder on March 31st, 2022. It is a horror movie about a very normal person who's just living his dream, trying to make YouTube videos. I didn't really understand why everyone was so judgy about this guy. Like, he was just living his best life, right? Like spending time indoors, making movies, just giving his thoughts. So thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad that you get Ken.
Not exactly.
Thanks, baby.
Something about him resonated with me. I'm not really sure what. But yeah, let's go. I've got my spirit jar here.
Oh no! Okay, I had a bad experience the last time.
Yeah, I'll keep it closed this time. But right. Yeah, thanks so much for joining me. I guess the first question is, how'd you get involved in this project? Like, how'd you get in on this Zoom horror movie? Like, what was it that got you on?
I was very lucky here in Chicago. Jennifer Reeder, our amazing director, she is Chicago based. She works here, and she was looking for actors, and fortunately was using PR casting, Pascal Rudnicki casting here in Chicago, and they brought me in for an audition, and I got a chance to read the script, and I thought, like, oh wow, this is amazing. I am this guy. So let's do it. Let's make this movie.
I kind of find it hard to believe that you are like a shut-in, but hey, maybe you are. Like, I don't know. And I gotta say, I wish that quarantine me looked like quarantine you, because that did not look like the body of a shut-in person. But it was
when you're alone all by yourself, you got a lot of time to do push-ups.
That's true, and yeah, you get to pick specifically what you want to eat. So you're very particular on your diet. So
yeah,
maybe I'm just making the wrong choices.
That is something that both Ken and I have in common, and is that we both find foods that we like and just eat that same thing every day. It's kind of like you just get it. I go to Costco. It's my all-time favorite place. I just buy things in bulk, and then I just eat that repeatedly.
Okay, Costco is my favorite store too. I think we just became best friends, so I'm really happy here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Awesome. I'll let you know if I'm in Chicago. So I noticed you don't have a ton of horror in your background. Like, was there anything particular about this that made you want to jump into horror? Did it just seem like a fun role and maybe let you kind of stretch your chops a little?
Yeah, it really, when I first read the script, it didn't even resonate with me that oh, I'm going into the horror genre. I just fell in love with the story, and the character resonated with me in such a way that I kind of sort of got into it, and then realized, like, oh wait, this is a horror movie. Oh boy, because I'm not a horror guy. Like because I'm a big scaredy cat. Like I get really really scared of horror movies. Like particularly when it comes to any sort of paranormal activity and ghosts and spirits and demons and things like that. I'm like, I don't want to mess around with that type of mojo. I generally try to avoid it. Like creepy dolls and things like that. Usually, like zombies, my brain is like, okay, zombies aren't real. So like my brain will let me do that sort of thing, like Cesar Romero, Walking Dead, all that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm not a big. I have up until this point, I had not been big into horror.
I like to think that you're also probably like, I could take a zombie, like that's not a big deal. But like, like what? I don't know what to do.
I would crush in a zombie apocalypse. Like, I'm just saying, like I've got a skill set. I do really well in a zombie apocalypse.
And you've got your bulk food ready to go for to survive for a long time.
I am prepped.
And you would be surprised. I talked to a lot of horror stars, and there's a lot of people that aren't really big into scary movies that do horror. I mean, it's fun, right? It's a fun way to make a movie.
So I equate it to, so I used to bartend for years, and some of the best bartenders I knew didn't drink, and it kind of makes sense. Like, it's kind of like don't get high on your own supply sort of deal. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm just here to serve you guys. Like, I'm not here to indulge in this thing. I'm just here to serve it up to everybody else.
There you go. And so one thing I was wondering is this movie felt like it could have been filmed remotely, but I don't know if that's how it actually was, or if that was just movie magic. Was this filmed, all in one place in different rooms, or did you actually like do your performances remotely and then kind of react to the video?
The entire thing is CGI, David.
Oh, wow.
I'm not even a real person. Like, that's no, we
You're a ghost.
Everything was shot sort of separately in one location, but we pretty much took turns. None of us are actually acting opposite of each other, which is a very interesting experience in and of itself.
I think that's so cool. Like it does fit with probably, when it was filmed in the pandemic, but it is also sad that you didn't get to meet like Michael Shannon. Like that would be like you're in a movie with him and you're talking to him, but you're talking to him like we're talking right now. So
yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of an interesting experience to have that, to be in a scene, to be carrying on, because just like we're doing now, when you're having a conversation with someone, you're sharing an energy, you're creating something together, as opposed to sort of you do one half and then someone else does another half, and because of just, it's not even like I got to watch your half so then I get to know what to do for my half. It's kind of like I'm going to do this half and I hope that it lines up with the other half, and just relying on, again, our amazing director Jennifer Reeder, who got us to where we needed to be so that both halves made a whole.
There you go. Yeah, that's just the magic of movies, right? The magic of movies. Yeah. And so one thing I was wondering is if it's kind of filmed, in chunks and a little bit remotely, there were a lot of special effects. Some of them seem practical, some of them seem CG. Were there effects that you could react to on screen, or were those, again, things that you're just like, there's going to be something there, so you kind of have to look and pretend like there's something, behind you over your shoulder, kind of thing?
Yeah, there was some of it did happen practically, but most of it was just just pretending there's going to be a thing there that we're going to add later. So react to this thing. Something's going to happen. And I was like, oh, okay, did I do a good job? All right, okay, great, moving on.
Perfect. Well, the magic of movies, right?
Yeah.
So now we have a little bit of time, so I'm going to switch to, I call it the lightning round. There's very lightweight questions about the film. I want to see how your experiences map to things that happen in the movie. You can feel free not to answer any of them. I will be, I will be perfectly fine with that, but I try to keep them very answerable.
Okay.
First question is, how do you take your coffee and how much Pepto-Bismol do you put in it?
I actually don't drink coffee, but I do drink Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, there you go. Everyone's got a vice. Do you have blackout curtains? Looks like maybe you do.
I do have blackout curtains. Sometimes I want all the light, or sometimes I just don't want any light at all. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm going to be in a cocoon now.
Perfect. Just fits your moods. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do not have a YouTube channel, but I think I think I should be starting one soon.
I think you should, man. Just get those fans, get that ad revenue. Just keep it going.
I think me and you, maybe we can tag team and do something together.
I'm always open. So if you did have a YouTube channel, like what do you think it would be? Would it be acting? Would it be some other hobby or passion that you have?
Well, I think like Ken, I'm into my lawn. I garden, so I could absolutely give some tips on gardening. And I woodwork. I do woodworking and build things. So I think probably something in that genre of either just building or living off the land. Again, I told you, I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. So maybe just showcasing those skills.
No, I am very impressed. I'm going to subscribe to your YouTube channel as soon as it's up and learn everything so I can survive as well. What is the weirdest thing that you have in your fridge? Because this movie had some very weird things in the fridge.
I'll tell you something that it might not be weird to a lot of people, but it's actually weird to me. It actually surprises me that it's there. But beets, I recently got into pickled beets. My entire life I never ate them, and then one day at Costco, for some strange reason, there was just a voice in my head that said, "Grab that jar of beets, Geno," and I did, and I love beets now. I
assume when you opened that jar of beets, a spirit emerged from the jar and is now controlling you. Do you have any like taxidermied animals in your house?
Not that I can tell you about.
Okay.
I mean, no, not at all.
That's fine. This is off the record. Well, I guess it's kind of on the record.
Yeah, it's on the record.
Have you ever had a supernatural encounter other than your possession beet story?
When I first moved into my apartment where I live now, I heard noises regularly. Late at night, I heard noises, and I come to find out it's just it's an old building, and it's got radiator heat, and the radiators were sort of hissing and clanking and things like that. But for a couple days, I was pretty sure. I was like, oh, I moved into a haunted building. This is not fun.
And now I completely understand why you don't like to watch horror movies, because you're kind of living it, right? Have you ever had to duct tape a wound?
I have in real life. Sure. Yeah.
That's
sure.
awesome. I love that scene. Like, that is exactly what a shut-in who's like is surviving would do. It's perfect.
What do I got? Okay. I got some. Slap that on there.
And the last question is, have you ever participated in like a seance or something like that? Like a Ouija board, some kind of supernatural type situation?
I've Ouija'd. I've Ouija'd. I can't say that I made contact with anyone on the other side, but I definitely have. I've Ouija'd. Yeah.
Keep trying. I mean, have you tried in your haunted apartment? Have you tried that?
Not here. No, I have not tried. If that is an outside experience, that's not something I want to do in my home. I will travel in Ouija. That's a road thing. It's not a home game that I will be playing.
That makes sense. Yeah, keep the spirits away. Don't bring them home to you.
Yeah.
And so the film is out on Shudder on March 31st, 2022. You're out promoting it, getting the word out. After people see this film and see you in it, what can they look forward to? Anything else you've got on the horizon? I imagine there's a lot because you're a prolific working actor. So anything else that you've got going on?
Well, thank you. Well, right now I don't have anything to announce, but I'm looking forward to being able to tell people about exciting projects coming soon.
That sounds perfect. And as you wait for that, you can also watch Night's End coming to Shudder on March 31st, 2022. This is Geno Walker. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, David.
Awesome.